All right, I'll play. Let's go to the place everybody's going and see what they got going on inside. I'm out here in Troy, Oakland County, out here about an hour away from home. I was out here for work, so I am going to go into the at-home store, and we're going to take a look and see if there's anything in there. So, you want to come along? Let's go. The at-home store. This is an old mall that has died. As you can see here, this used to be the Oakland Mall. It is now just a corpse of what it used to be, and it is a bunch of different businesses that have come in. They got Hobby Lobby over there. For some, I'm pretty sure they want to go into Hobby Lobby, but we're not doing that today. We're going into at home. Let's take a look. And here we go. We are greeted with a what looks like 10-foot skeleton here. Actually, really not a bad looking sculpt on him. And this is our guy here. It's a 10-foot LED posable skeleton here. And I don't see a price on him, but we'll see if we can get one for you and give you an idea what he's going for. But a lot of cool stuff here.
So if you're already up and running,
and you've got the Groundbreaker skeleton. Looks like he is back at 4 foot high. I believe this is the same one they had last year. And this is another popular look here, is this new Groundbreaker. Very kind of Embers-like knockoff. Only thing different is it looked like he has kind of almost a tree bark type sculpt to him here. Not crazy about the sculpt on the face here, but still pretty cool here. So, nothing has pricing on it yet. So, but you've probably seen that in a lot of videos. We also have a pumpkin stack. This one looks like it's 6.5 feet high. So if you like the pumpkin stack that Home Depot came out with, there is one here. We don't have a price on them yet, so we'll see if we can get those added for you at some point. I'll try to put them in the description, or we'll put them on the video so you can see. But here's a few things here. We've also got this LED Night Reaper, and he actually does have a price on him. He is $169, and he's 7 foot, which isn't bad. We've got him standing here. He's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then also we've got these little, look at that guy. Pretty doggone cool. And I'm interested to see this, that's a resin. That's a resin, so it's pretty heavy duty, and the price tag on that is $129.99. So 130 bucks for this guy, and it's pretty heavy. It's about 2 feet tall, but as you can see, it's a nice piece, really nice piece. And then this guy is pretty doggone cool too. Also, I think another resin piece here, another Reaper, Faceless Reaper. Yeah, he is heavy. This one is $150. So they've really got some really cool resin pieces here. And then we've got what looks like to be a little archway, a little cemetery archway with lanterns on it. I don't see, oh yeah, I do have as you can see, here's the box for it, but we don't have a price on it. But yeah, much like what Lowe's had, pretty cool little archway. I do like the lanterns added to it, very cool. And then of course you got the classic skeletons carrying the coffin here. I've seen a lot of people use that for beverages. This also doesn't have a price on it at all, but as you can see, these guys have kind of like the crazy googly eyeballs, if you like googly eyeballs, as they show you here. Not a big fan of the googly eyeballs, but Jamie actually loves this piece, so she's probably gonna like seeing this. They've got some really cool stuff. This piece is pretty cool too. Another resin piece here. As you can see here, this one is $149. And once again, that's resin. It's pretty heavy duty. This is actually really heavy, so. And I really love this Celtic cross back here. This one here is about 4 foot, and it's $149. It also is resin. It's very cool, very nice cross. They've got some really cool stuff. And then I'm in love with this bench. I did see the price on this in another person's video. It was actually $169, and it seems pretty sturdy. I mean, I'd be afraid about it breaking, but it'd make a great photo op if you're doing, you know, any kind of event at your home. It'd be a great photo op. But $169, I think, is what that's going for. And there's the bench here in the box here. You can get a better look at it. I really like that. I can't say at some point I may not want to indulge in getting that, because I just think it'd make a great photo op. Jamie wasn't feeling it too much, but I think if you put a nice backdrop behind it, it'd be great for a photo op. And of course, you got your standard skeletons here with the little light up here. These guys are $30. A little cheaper than what Lowe's is going for. Lowe's has one that, and it looks like he's got pretty full movement in the head, which is pretty good. So $30 isn't bad. And let's see, Keith from Candlesticks and Cobwebs and Candlesticks would always want to test the rib cage on these guys. It's kind of flimsy, but $30. $30 is $30. And then also they have a little skull stack here. I think we saw one of those coming in. They're $34. And if you guys watch Halloween Dan here, you know that he's talked about this witch here, and I didn't realize I'd be running into her here. She actually does look pretty cool. It's kind of a play on the Home Depot floating witch that they did a while back, but it's a little smaller. It's 6.2 feet. So I actually like the sculpt on the face here. I think it's a little flimsy, but it is $119. It's $119. So you can kind of, for scale, I'll back up so you can see, but that's her. Kind of cool. Definitely probably easier to put together than the Home Depot witch, but very cool. They've got some really cool stuff to look at here. So, but that is her right there. Really digging this gargoyle here. He is $129, so $130. Also, very heavy resin piece, but he is really cool here. I really like this guy. This one's got a little bit of damage to it, so see if I can show you what the other one looks like behind. It doesn't have it much better, but these are really cool. I think they did have these last year, but yeah, they're very cool. And then this is the frog that's getting all the attention. He's $80. I can understand the pricing on these. These are very heavy resin pieces. I mean, these things are almost like 40 pounds. So I get it. But it's very detailed. So $80 is not bad for this. So if you're a big toad fan, you've got a little gargoyle toad, pretty cool. I wouldn't say it's my cup of tea, but he's cool looking. He's very cool looking. So. And of course we'll cover the signage here. They've got a few different signs here. The unwelcome here, which I think they had that last year. The signs are $19 or $20. Not bad for that. It's a pretty nice size. Looks like it's 4.5 feet, almost 5 feet here. So not a bad price for that. You also have this Home Spooky Home sign, which I believe is the same price here. Kind of looks like a little haunted house. Very cool. And looks like they've also got a really cool one behind it. I didn't see this one on anybody else's video. I'm going to try not to make a mess here. Let's pause for a minute so we can get this done the right way. Okay, I want to pull this one out so you can see it. This one's unwelcome. And it's got chains and a little skull here. Very cool looking. Wanted to definitely give you a good look at that. I hadn't seen that before. I believe this one also is 20 bucks. These are actually really good price for signs. I would definitely do that. And this clock was hot last year. If you guys remember, these things flew last year. They were a hot item. Let's see what they are. Here are these. No price on them. I don't see a price. No, they are 69. They're 70 bucks. They're 70 bucks. Pretty cool. Nice little Gothic, our Victorian grandfather clock. It's actually pretty heavy. It's about 30 pounds. So I guess that's not bad for that. It's not bad. I could dig it. Now, have you ever seen something like this? A skull made of skulls. Imagine that. That's some real craziness right there. Very cool, though. Now, let's see if we can get a price on that guy. Is there one? No price on the skull. Now this is one piece I really like. Can you imagine if you could find a huge version of this tree stump holding the lantern? I really wish. Let me see if we can light this guy up here. Boy, that is really cool. I really like this piece here. And then you can put like a little tea light in there. But this is a really cool piece. I would love to see this made on a big scale, like maybe like a 7-foot piece. Can you imagine that? That would be phenomenal. Love this piece, really do. And let's see what the price is. It's 30 bucks. And I can't say I wouldn't pick that up for 30 bucks. That's pretty cool. Very cool. And this guy is pretty wild looking. This bat candelabra, that's pretty wild. I would probably say could use some refinement on the paint. You probably want to go a little bit darker on this. It's got this kind of gray washed out black here on it, but I think a real dark black would really kind of church that up a little bit. So that could be phenomenal. I'm just curious what that goes for. We got a price on there. That is $100. That's $100. It's a pretty heavy piece. It's resin. I mean, it's a tad bit high, but honestly, if you really like it, it's worth it because it's pretty unique. I've never seen anything like it. That's pretty cool. This is something new this year. Candy apple red skulls. I mean, look at that. That's pretty hot. That's pretty wild. I mean, that is wild right there, right? That's really wild. I think these are $5.99. But man, that is different. That's really different. Boy, look at the red on that. That thing is like candy, bro. But it's cool. Of course, you've got the vampire skulls here. These are pretty cool here. These are $16.99. They're resin. Problem is you can't just buy one of these. That's where they get you. You can't just buy one of those. You're gonna need a couple of them. You've got a bloody gourd here. That's $7.99. It's different. Got a little mini gargoyle here, you know, for the desktop. $12.99 for that. I've got a few of those little mini tombstones. Those are cool. That's on my work desk. Got a few of those. And then, of course, you gotta have the gnomes. I mean, they find their way into our lives in spooky season somehow, some way. They find their way into every season. Gnomes. I mean, what the gnome is going on. And then they've got this cool little rip tombstone. This is kind of cool. Once again, a piece that I wish was bigger, but very cool. I love the detail on this. Very nice. This is $12.99. Looks like it lights up. It had a try me button, but I don't think it has one right now hooked up to it. That's pretty cool. You got a little scarecrow there. Not a scarecrow. What am I saying? A crow. $30. Then you've got some Gothic Planters here, and of course another what do you call these guys? Audrey. I think the hype is going to die down on these. I think people just kind of went crazy on them for a while, and I don't think they're going to be as vocal as they were last year. So that's just me. And you got these big jack-o'-lantern planters down here. Very cool looking. I like them. I do like them. Let's see if we can get a price for you. So these are $54.99. They are resin. They're pretty heavy, but they're big planters you can put outside. They're actually pretty cool. I mean, it's a little high, but I think that's a very cool piece, especially if you're a Halloween fan. I think that's a good look. Especially you put maybe two of these bad boys on your porch, put whatever kind of vegetation you want in there. I think they'll look really cool. Well, I tell you what, we really hit the jackpot with this one. I mean, they have a lot of stuff out. There's a lot to look at here, and I got to tell you, it's an impressive collection this early in the season. Very impressive that they got everything up and on the shelf so you can get a really good look at it. And to be honest with you, some of the stuff I'm seeing here, seeing it in person, definitely does more justice than seeing. So I will say, you definitely want to get out and see some of this stuff in person, because I'm probably not going to do justice to what you see when you're live and in person and you can touch it and feel it. This Grim Reaper tombstone piece is pretty cool. It's 99 bucks. It's $100. Also another resin piece, so it's pretty solid. So that's what you're paying for when you get a piece like that. This one's once again about 30 pounds, so you're getting a really solid piece for that price, so not a bad deal at all. And that's smart. Those trees are a hot look with it, so now you got to buy the trees to go along with it. 10 more bucks. So here you go. With the trees and that, you're about out 130 bucks. They've got these decorative pumpkin pieces here. It's kind of some Art Deco Halloween type vibes there, if you're into that kind of thing. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And this crow, standalone crow, very cool looking, very stoic. Look at him. Very mindful, you know. Look at this guy. Then they've got some bigger crows with their mouths open. Very cool. I love crows. Crows are cool. The corvid species actually is intelligent as an African gray parrot. Fun fact, if you never knew, they actually have the ability to mimic, just like a parrot does, if not even better. Look it up. We've got the big skull here, 130 bucks here. He's a big boy, and once again, I think this is also another resin piece. Yep, very heavy. So 130 bucks there. Yeah, you can jack up your finances real quick in here. And then here's the female I can't say counterpart is what I was trying to say. The female counterpart for the other bust. These are 80 bucks. Now these are ones that I was looking at on videos and didn't feel like they were worth the price until I got up closer and I just kicked something, but I'm okay. I realized that as I'm seeing it in person live, that it's a big size bust. It makes sense. 80 bucks for a resin piece like that lights up. It makes sense. That tracks. I get it now. So if you want to spend 140 and get both of them, it's actually not a bad deal. You can actually put those, there's a variety of ways you can use those. If you're a home hunter, you can actually put them in the cemetery and they look just fine. They look just fine. Or you can display them in your home. Either or. But they actually are pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty impressed. I'm waiting to run out of stuff to look at here, but it is not happening. This piece is really cool. Jamie, what do you think of this one? I mean, would you look at that? This is all you, Jamie. This belongs on your mantle. This just screams, I want to be in Jamie's collection. 30 bucks. Pretty doggone cool. I gotta say, there is some really cool stuff. And if you're into the retro vibe, this ghost is pretty doggone cool with the jack-o'-lantern. Very cool. This one is 15 bucks, and this cat was also a hot item last year. Now this one is just pretty light. It's not a resin, and it's 17 bucks, but it is very cool. That vintage vibe on this is very cool. These were hot last year. And then of course you've got the masterpiece behind us here, this guy, another hot item, sold out last year. Everybody's going nuts over him. He is about 6 foot. He's a big boy, and that's all resin. And I think he's over 200 bucks. Likely so. Likely so. I mean, I tell you what, this store is loaded. I mean, I've been looking at stuff for a while here, and they have really did a bang-up job of getting their stuff out. So kudos to the Troy at-home location. Great job. Great job. It's tough in Michigan finding a store that's put together this well, and I'm glad I ran into it because a lot of times I don't get to see this stuff. And let me tell you, they came out to play. And they got all the stuff out for you to see. And hey guys, if you want to sell it, get it out. It's not going to sell in the back room sitting in boxes. Very cool. Very cool. I think I remember this kind of French Quarter style haunted home last year. It was very cool. This guy, do I have a price on him? I don't see a price on them, but they've got some really cool haunted houses. Very cool stuff. I really like this one here. This one here is pretty phenomenal. If I can find prices on these, I'll put them in later. But all these have light up features here. And boy, save the best for last. Look at this one. How cool is that? That is phenomenal. Very cool. And then there's another French Quarter style one here as well. Very cool. And of course, for the pillow folks, I won't miss the pillows. You've got pillows here from spooky to kitty cats. You even got a skull pillow, a collection of jack-o'-lanterns with very fall-like implications. We'll cover all the pillows for our pillow-loving folk out there. I was told by one of the staff members not to miss all of the cuteness in pillow Halloween activity. So we're going to go catch more spooky pillow activities. So if you thought this was it, I've got more for you, my pillow-loving fan. And of course, more spooky pillow action. You didn't realize you were going to get all of this spooky pillow action today, did you? Well, guess what? Yes, you are. They are in no shortage of spooky pillows. See if we can get some prices on these for you. That one's $20 with the bow tie, you know, the skeleton kind of has a Day of the Dead type feel to them. But there's that, and then of course you got the retro black kitty cat. I think it's the same price if I didn't know any better. Don't see one. I'm going to assume it's probably around the same price. Then you've got walking through the spider webs, more jack-o'-lanterns with a little bit of sequin action going on, rhinestone cowboy, and more jack-o'-lanterns, very Halloween traditional colors. And then we even get into some purple rain here, 100% that witch. There it is. Batty, batty, batty. All right. Like I said, no shortage of spooky pillow action here. And here's one for all the cute folks. You're gonna love the itsy bitsy spider. Man, this thing is heavy. Wow. It's a big spider pillow. He's an 8-legged cushiony freak for all of your arachnid joy, for whatever that means. You got more sugar skulls down there with sequins. You got a coffin Ouija board type thing going on. Happy haunting. And then there is a big kitty cat that's huge. I mean, like, I guess this is what you consider a body pillow. He's a big boy. And then there's vampire bites. A vampire bite pillow. Very much so. And here's a skull with a little bit of bling floating around the eye sockets. You got this old school jack-o'-lantern pillow here. That's kind of cool, as you can see. And then there is another jack-o'-lantern here, kind of another Art Deco type looking pillow. And then you've got this kind of witchy style tarot card pillow here. Guys, the crazy part is I still have more to look at. I'm like, holy crap, these guys really put it out there. Gauntlet's been thrown down. If you're in Michigan and you're an at-home store, you better get on these guys' page because they are not playing. But wait, there's more. By the way, guys, I'm at the same store. I'm not traveling across town. This is the same store. You've got a glow-in-the-dark skeleton this year. Let's see what the price is on this guy. He is $39.99. I think he's got the same range of movement on the head. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that'll look cool under UV. And then you have the regular skeletons, as we saw before, are $29.99. Then you got the big 7-footers. I know these were $99.99 with Lowe's, so I'm just curious. Here they are $119. So the difference is you have a little bit more of a stain look on there, give it a little more of an aged feel. The one with Lowe's kind of seems kind of a clinical white. So this, yeah, I mean, tisket a tasket. $99 or 20 more. That's what you're looking at for a 7-footer. And that's what you have to offer out there. So, and that's Lowe's. But this here is at home. Very cool. Then you've got like some placemats here. Our table runners. I think that's what you call those, you know. Sorry guys, I'm very uncivilized. But yeah, I believe these are table runners. That's what it says. Table. Read, Dave. Table runner. That's what it says. Some pretty cool designs here. I think a lot of people will love this one here. It's kind of all of your fall and Halloween colors with all the different jack-o'-lanterns. And then there's kind of like a blingy sugar skull type looking one. Your traditional kind of Halloween colors. And then you've got some ghosts. Very cool stuff. But these are all your table runners, guys. Obviously, you got some reefs here, $16.99, and you got some signage. Please park your broom at the door. This one's $30, and you get a little collection of parked brooms here. And then you got some wall signs here for you Peanuts fans. I know this is going to be a hot seller here. Let's see what this is going for, just out of curiosity. It's kind of like a metal tin sign. That one is $20. You also have Charlie Brown there with his lollipop, looking like Sam a little bit here. $20. You've also got this Boo hangable wall sign. That one's $10. Pretty cool. And I saw these before. These are actually pretty cool here. Especially, I think that it's also a 10. It's $25. What I like about this is I think you can put like candy and treats in there and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I think that's a cool concept. So those are pretty cool here. There's, for the Harry Potter fans, there's that whole thing going on here. Just out of curiosity. Also, a metal tin sign. This one is $30 because it looks like Harry Potter, you know. So, and then there's Hocus Pocus Company, Witches Wanted, Apply Within. It's kind of a cool sign here. Jamie loves Hocus Pocus, by the way. She will watch it incessantly and probably can quote line by line. Got a Salem Brewery. I wonder what that one's going for. Let's see. These are all aluminum signs. This one's $10, which isn't bad. It's pretty cool. And then I know a lot of people are digging the whole ghost paintings where the ghosts are inserted into paintings. So I know those have been in plenty of videos. I'm sure you've seen those up plenty, so I won't go too hard on them. But just in case there's some here that you haven't seen, I'll go ahead and give you a look-see. Just won't dwell on it too much. And then you have these kind of like little placards here. $14.99, not bad. Pretty cool. You also got the Dapper Debonair Fellow. And then this Medusa's pretty cool, man. But that one's $34.99. But it's kind of like yeah, it's a little more heavy duty, like a pewter. Very cool though. Very cool. Witches Rules. No riding broomsticks through the house. That could be dangerous. If you open a portal, please close it. That's important. Don't let the demons in. Potion making must be supervised. That would be the smart way. The only spirits allowed in this house are the ones in bottles. Oh boy, yeah. Sometimes those are more dangerous than the other ones that come through portals. Guests may not be turned into frogs. That's just courteous, guys. Don't turn your guests into frogs. This one's $10. And man, they've got like a crap ton of your aluminum pumpkins here. A ton of them. Ranging from $14.99 up to, if we have it, wait for it. I'm assuming more than $14.99, but there is no price on those. But I'm sure that's more than $14.99. So you've got a big assortment of those. And then these guys here are a little more blow molds. The blow molds, they're pretty big. These are $35, which it may be a little high for a blow mold, but you know, it's a decent size. And that's a pretty cool look. It's that real pewter looking black. Got a bunch of those. Then you've got some of the smaller ones. This one is just this is just a straight pumpkin. It does say carvable. It's a carvable. So this is a hollow foam, which I've done a few of these. That's cool. I've never seen it in black. $12.99. I guess that's not bad for standard size. Probably be a lot more at Hobby Lobby, and you probably won't find this color at Hobby Lobby. So, and then you've got more of these pumpkins here. These are pretty cool. These are $12.99. These are light ups, you know. So those are pretty cool. Your standards. And looks like there's more carvables, guys, which is really cool to see. I don't think they had carvables before. $12.99. This is the traditional orange. And these are really awesome. I've done these before. If you have a hot knife, it's a fun little, it's almost cathartic. It's almost peaceful to do. You just trace your design on there and then you carve it out. But yeah, $20 for this size. That's about the standard going rate for these things these days. This guy down here is pretty cool. Another light up here. Let's see if we can get him a light up for us. Oh, he makes noises too. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. And guys, I'm telling you, I was not expecting to be here as long as I have and see as much as I have. But man, this has been pretty damn impressive, I gotta say. You know, sometimes you just got to get your head around things. And once you get your head around things, just make sure your footing is good. Just rules to live by. I'm glad I could give you a hand with some sound advice. And there, for all the cutesy looking hunting folks, we've got Snoopy wearing a pumpkin outfit here, doing his thing here. And we've got Bluey, you know, for the Bluey fans. We got Stitch. Stitch is in the house. And he's also a vampire in the house. All in all, I found myself pretty impressed with At Home's collection for 2025. Definitely recommend you get out and check out what they have. And if you enjoyed this walk along, check out some of these other videos we have for you, and we'll see you next spooky event.